I'm gonna be frank.
I'ma be real, honest. I got something to say, and I'm gonna talk about it before we leave today. I'ma be frank, na 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 na. I'ma be frank, yeah, yeah. I'ma be frank.
So still in the same theme of like figuring out who am I most, I think, or at least I'm learning at this moment in life, that it is extremely important to discover who we are outside of what we do, or our job titles, or just life titles. Because once we do that, I'm a firm believer that we can show up and be more present in the areas that we're like really, people are really depending on us to show up and be, and not be so drained from it. Using the acting as an example, I'm a firm believer also that the more fuller I am of a human being outside of just my title as an actor, the better work and the better product that I can bring forward anytime I get in front of a camera. And I'm learning that because, getting back in touch with my musical side, not musical theater because I'm not no singer, with the percussion and the saxophone and things like that, it's fulfilling and filling me up in ways that I haven't been fulfilled in a while. Because before acting, that was pretty much my life. I've always wanted to be a cartoonist. I get the drawing thing side of creativity from my mom, and then the music side from being in marching band and concert band, I get that from my dad. He was a blues guy though. So those have always been dual things about me that always been a part of my life. And long story short, once I switched over to acting, I just kind of chucked that to the side. I'm like, this is the thing now, because I was the type of person, and still am for better or for worse, will dive in 1000% head first when I know, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do, bet, boom. And everything else just like tunnel vision, for better or for worse. But long story short, that caused me to have my identity fully wrapped up in acting. So when things like, oh, I'm not getting auditions, that'll F me up. Or, oh, I'm not working that much, that'll F me up. A pandemic, that'll F me up. A 118 plus day strike, that'll F me up. And all those things did. Because I was so wrapped up in that and not focused or caring or concerned about, who am I outside of this, because acting is the thing for me. And again, I think this is a very universal conversation, because, we all have titles. We all have people depending on us for things, no matter if you're, a trash man, or if you're a CEO of a company, or if you're a mom or a dad, a student. We all have things that try to claim our identity that we are involved in, or that we are responsible for, or that we are doing. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but unchecked, it becomes something that is not necessarily beneficial for us in life in general. Again, I'm a firm believer that once we're being filled in other areas, that, within reason, obviously, and, whatever your personal convictions and core values are, it can't do anything but help you show up better. Like, prime example, when I got my first audition post-strike, it was exciting, but I wasn't like, oh my gosh, my life is in this, everything must stop. I was like, I can't wait to knock this out, kill it, and then go back to doing the saxophone stuff. Like, I had stuff to look forward to do, because it was filling me up. I think that's why sometimes when we go into a store and we see somebody who has exceptional customer service, we automatically think, man, they must love their job. And that could be true too, but I'm willing to bet that they are probably being filled in other areas, which helps them be able to come to the job and just be able to give and be present, even if they are having a bad day or not. I say all that to say that obviously it's important, because, again, if you're a mom, a dad, a student, whatever, and let's say you enjoy playing the piano or taking a walk or painting something, make sure you still do those things if those are things that you like and enjoy and love, because it just helps fill you up. So then you can come be more present in wherever you're supposed to be present at. And the last thing I think is important that I'll say is if you have an area in your life that you are curious about that has at some point brought you, or you think it will bring you some form of fulfillment or joy within reason that's in line with your core values and convictions, explore those or reopen those things, just as long as there's no like baggage attached to them, like in a detrimental way, of course. But you know, because I think those will help inform us who we are outside of what we do or outside of our titles. When we learn what those things are that we enjoy, and love, again, it starts to be data for us to be like, okay, this might be a part of who I am outside of this, you know, outside of my main thing that I do. So yeah, that's about the best way I can say it. I hope some of that made sense. As usually, it makes sense up in here, but as it's coming out through here, I'm like, that sound better in there. But hope y'all can pick through and sift through what I'm saying and pick something, get something. But yeah, all right. As always, if you like any of the content shared in this video, please take a moment to like the video, share the video, leave a comment, and don't forget to visit my website at frankoakley3rd.com. And if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to and if you're watching this on YouTube, please be sure to don't subscribe. I don't deserve a subscription because I can't even say it right. All right. Peace.